Hey guys, Costas here with another New York Football Giants video, and of course, it is the first video I've done since this season has ended. Um, yeah, a lot to talk about, but I'll start with the comments mainly from the owner, John Mara, talking about why he chose to keep our general manager and head coach in their jobs. I think all the excuses that he stated were, and that's what they were. They were just blatant excuses to keep two fucking idiots in charge that deserve to be, in the unemployment line. We'll just say that. And it was just, it was just annoying, honestly, to hear. And it's become very evident that he is the reason why the Giants are what they are, which is, let's be honest, bottom five franchise in the league, easily. You could put him maybe at bottom three for sure, but it's just poorly ran. And yeah, I have zero hope going into 2025. 5 wins at best, I would say for the Giants. If we're gonna, and that's me being very very nice. Our opponents, the opponents we have to face in 2025. It's just a gauntlet of teams that either are good this year or they had a bad year this year, but they're gonna bounce back. It's just we're fucking hopeless. We're fucking hopeless. But Joe Shane and Brian Dable are in, and they're gonna be desperate because our owner basically said this is a 1 year deal. So we win and you stay. If we don't win, you're out. And I don't even know. It's so vague with the Giants. What's success to John Mara? Is it making the playoffs and then getting bounced out of the first round? Is it winning the division? Is it just not being, getting more than 5 wins, being outside the top 10 in the draft, being a borderline playoff team? I don't know. I don't know, but they're going to be desperate, especially our GM, and that makes me terrified because this guy hasn't drafted worth the shit. Everyone wants to talk about the last year's draft class. It was decent. It was good. I'll admit that. But the fact that you put him on a 1 year deal and it's publicly stated, this is not leaked out to the press, this is not sources tell me, no, this is out of the owner's mouth saying they're on a 1 year deal. So I just really hope that we draft the best available players at number three and we don't reach for a quarterback because that's the last thing I want to see. So let's just get right into what's going to happen. I mentioned the draft. I mentioned quarterback. We'll go over both and then we'll close out the video. But you look, you look at our draft position, number three overall. I'm going to assume both Sanders and Ward are going to be gone. If Sanders is the one that's more likely to fall out of the top three, just because of his father. He might block a move to Cleveland. He might block a move to Tennessee. So that just opens it up for New York to draft him. Then, if that's the case, they're going to pick Sanders. They publicly stated their affection for Sanders, and if they get Sanders, to be honest, I'm somewhat excited. But after seeing Sanders play the Alamo Bowl, it's going to be the same thing in New York. He's not going to have time. His wide receivers aren't going to get separation except Leak. But Malik Neighbors is a different animal, to be honest. He's just a different type of player. Um, and it's Malik, and it's a huge drop off, and it's the rest of the fucking dumbasses that we have in our wide receiver room. So we'll see. We'll see on that. But I just think if we get Sanders, I'll be excited because it gets me something to look forward to. But I just don't see how he's gonna make a jump, this off season where he's gonna be good enough to win games on his own or him and Leak are going to win us games. It could happen. I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see Sanders doing enough to keep Joe Shane and Brian Dable on a job. We're going to suck regardless next year, in my opinion. You could get Andrew Luck out of retirement. We're not going to be good. It's just the roster is what it is, and I know the quarterback changes a lot. when you bring a good quarterback in, but I just don't see Sanders being, NFL ready right out of the box. I just don't see that. So let's just assume if Sanders falls to three, we're taking him, and then that ends the video, right? But if Sanders and Ward are gone, the first two, the last thing I want to see is us reach for a quarterback. Let's look at the quarterbacks. Um, you have Cam Ward, and I'm using PFF here. Cam Ward, ranked number 16. Sanders, ranked number 42. Then you have Gabriel at 68. Milrow at 69. Will Howard's 97. Riley Leonard from my Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We're going to win on Monday. I will say that. Ewers at 121. McCord at 130. And at this point, I'm reading players that probably aren't even coming out of the. Well, look, Jackson Dart, 193. How are you going to draft a guy? Everyone's talking about Jackson Dart going up in the first round or top 10. Give me a fucking break. This happens every year. Some shit quarterback gets fucking shot up draft boards for no fucking reason except that he has a good publicist or whatever. So I don't want to see that. But yeah, I don't want Dylan Gabriel. These guys are all two day two guys or day three guys. Even Riley Leonard, you know, if we draft him at three, I'm gonna be so conflicted. But yeah, he's not. Riley, we respect you here at Costas Titan Sports, but uh, maybe not in New York Giants blue. I'll just say that. Quinn Ewers, I why do I have a feeling Quinn Ewers is that guy besides Jackson Dart that's gonna shoot up draft boards? I just don't take quarterback at three if it's not Sanders or Ward is basically my point. And you look at who's best available, which is what I hope Joe Shane goes for. You have Travis Hunter. I'm just going off from one. I'll just name the top five based off PFF overall. Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, which I was impressed by when in the Orange Bowl. Of course, I saw the Orange Bowl because I'm an Irish fan. Um, and that was a great game. That was, that Orange Bowl. Being a Giants fan's hard, especially recent years. That Orange Bowl was probably by far the most I've enjoyed from a game. I didn't even say that right. The most enjoyment I've gotten from watching a football game of a team of mine, I got it from the Orange Bowl. It was amazing. Amazing night. Shout out Twin Peaks. Shout out Twin Peaks. That was perfect place to watch that game. And I'll be there again on Monday. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to be honest. Um, but yeah, you have Abdul Carter, which, he's like a regen of Michael Parsons. Everyone's talking about the fact that he's not 252. Like right here, it says 6'3", 252. People are saying that he's a lot lighter than that. We'll see in the combine. You know how what those players do. Right now, they're just eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and lifting heavy. So we'll see if he weighs in that much and how good he looks. Because, yeah, Abdul Carter, when you have things like that being said about you, you need to go to the combine. Pro day's not enough, in my opinion. You have McMillan from Arizona, the wide receiver, but we don't need another wide receiver, in my opinion. Mason Graham, interior defensive lineman. We already have Dexter Lawrence, but of course you could just trade Dexter Lawrence for more draft capital and just put Mason Graham in there, which would work. Ashton Genty, running back number 5. I don't think we're going to get another running back, especially Joe Shane. He doesn't like those players. And of course, we already have Tyrone Tracy, who did pretty well as a rookie. Will Johnson, cornerback from Michigan as well. I didn't really see a lot of Michigan football, so I can't really say much on that. Malachi Starks from Georgia, safety. Will Campbell, tackle. He's a top-rated tackle from LSU. That I would be fine with, because we do need a right tackle because Evan Neal blows dick. Um, Luther Burden III from Mizzou, wide receiver, and to end the top 10, it is Nick Scordon from A&M, Texas A&M, edge rusher. Which I will say edge rusher for Abdul Carter and Scordon. Yeah, let's be honest here, guys. We're not going to extend Thibodeau. I hope we don't. The guy's cheeks, and yeah, we don't need him. But that is the draft guide for a quarterback. Another route we can do, which is probably the most likely, according to a lot of people I hear, and fucking Knicks. I have Friday Night Knicks in the background. My guy said we would easily beat the Timberwolves, and we're like struggling so hard right now. But but more than likely we're going to go the veteran quarterback route, where we get a veteran quarterback from free agency, or we go get a trade. We go and trade for one. Sam Darnold. I don't want Sam Darnold. I don't want Sam Darnold. I don't want Sam Darnold. I cannot stress that enough. That too, he lost hundreds of millions of dollars the last two games he played. That's he. I cannot. That was the biggest bag fumble I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like that is. I have secondhand embarrassment from watching him play quarterback the last 2 weeks. So I don't want Sam Darnold. I don't. I get that it's a 1 year deal, but a veteran quarterback, getting a veteran quarterback or trading for one is a play that you make to guarantee we get at least 5 wins and more. You're not. I don't see that with Sam Darnold. I think he's going to get easily fooled by defensive schemes, and he's just going to be exposed pretty easily. Another name is Russell Wilson. He's washed. I'm not impressed by him. Justin Fields. I would have more hope. I would be I would be more hopeful with Justin Fields than with Russ or Sam Darnold, in my opinion. But again, I know it's just going to be a short-term thing. He's going to be a bridge quarterback. And the fourth option, which I keep telling my friend Frank the Tank, who's always in my comment section, is Aaron Rodgers. I just see Aaron Rodgers asking for to be released by the Jets, and the Jets being the Jets, they'll do it, and he goes to the Giants. That would be weird. That would be weird. I wouldn't know what to think about next season. You have Aaron Rodgers, who still has some talent. It's not like he had a horrible year. The Jets had a horrible year, but statistically, Aaron Rodgers didn't really have a really, really bad season. He had an okay season. And if Brian Dable's this offensive guru genius that everyone says he is, I think that would do well. I don't know. Call me crazy. I know he's not a good locker room guy. Far from it. But I think when you have a GM and a head coach that are on the shortest of short leashes I've ever seen, you need someone that maybe you bring in the guy. Yeah, he's a prick. He's an egotistical fucking asshole, but he wins games. He wins games if you plug him into the right system. So, in my opinion, either Sanders or Rodgers. Anything else, I would kind of be, you know, we're gonna be ass. I think that's the only way about it. And I think the fact that we're so keen on Sanders tells me that we have, he's going to do well in New York. But from my perspective, I just don't see him doing well. But I'm basing it off the Alamo Bowl. But you would think that we would give him better pass protection, but we shall see. But that was basically my my opinion on what's gone on since the season ended. It's just another day in Giants land where it's just I'm already not excited for next year. To be frank with you guys, I'm not excited for next year. I'll be there. I'll be there week one. All right, I'll get my day off from work and I'll be at the bar watching all the games. But it's just, yeah, I'm not expecting anything. But yeah, hopefully the Irish win on Monday. We shall see. We shall see. But that's all I got for this video, guys. Hopefully you liked it and enjoyed it. Please show your support for the My Giants videos by liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. I'll see you on the next one, which the next Giants video, off the top of my head, I'm thinking it's going to be around March time when free agency starts, because that'll give us a clear indication what we're doing when it comes to quarterback. If we get, Sam Darnold, we're fucked. If we get Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, I'm shitting myself. If we get Aaron Rodgers, that's better. But yeah, I think it's just going to be very hard for us overall to have a good season next year. But we shall see. But thanks for watching, guys. Cause is tying out.